Hey y'all, so I hope off the tour bus to experience the Apartheid Museum. Continue watching and hopefully at the end of this video, you'd have learned something new. I paid about £5.50 to get in, but I had a discount because I'd done the Soweto tour. The tickets tell you who you are today, either white or non-white. Apartheid is a word derived from the Dutch language Afrikaans. It means apartness or apart and hate. It is a combination of the two words. Afrikaans was later known as the language of the oppressor. People were forced to learn the language and to be taught in Afrikaans. For the first time after 1994, when South Africa became a democratic country, the constitution was then introduced.
So yours is in Afrikaans? So basically, I need to go on this side. That's hilarious. So you're a non-white. Okay, so I'm a white person.
Children were killed in the 1976 uprising in Soweto when they protested about being taught in Afrikaans. Right, so let's talk about segregation. During apartheid, people were classified due to the color of their skin. When they said European only, they referred to the color of the skin, so black Europeans did not count. If you were found in the white-only area, you'd be arrested. Black people had to always carry a pass. Passes were routinely checked when traveling between urban and rural areas, usually for work, to and from home. Most non-white people fell into the categories of Indian, colored, and black. The passes never said South African citizen. It classified people by their clan, so Xhosa, Zulu, etc. Most Xhosa-speaking people were very light-skinned, such that a lot of them changed classification from black to colored. They were known as chameleons. So in 1985, there were at least 1,000 chameleons. Overnight, nearly 1,000 people became officially members of a different race, but no black became white and no white became black.
So going in, I'm seeing like all the white people stuff and all their history, I guess. And she's seeing all the black people. But I know quite a bit about that, but yeah. It's interesting.
These stones represent each person that died during the apartheid era. There is no estimated number of how many died, though. The mirrors of pictures of different people, different races, walking up towards the new South Africa. They are no longer living in an apartheid state. The khoisan are known as the indigenous people of South Africa. This is reflected in the South African coat of arms. Of late, the khoisan people have protested that they're not being recognized as the indigenous people of the country, and they want recognition for it. I then went to the Nelson Mandela exhibition, and after that, the Apartheid Museum started. Look out for my review of the Apartheid Museum at the end of this video. Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
This is the end of the exhibition. You know when they say something is heavy, this is it. The museum was just too heavy. It started off, like I want to say boring. I mean, the first part you probably saw me filming when I was entering, and then after that I couldn't film, so I wasn't allowed to film anything. So there's two sort of like areas. There's the Nelson Mandela exhibition, and then there's the actual Apartheid Museum. So you start off with the Nelson Mandela exhibition, which is all about his life and when he was born and where he lived and what school he went to and the first picture that they have of him and the gifts that he received. And then you go into the Apartheid Museum. Guys, the first picture that I saw when I walked in, okay, I walked in and I was just like, okay, yeah, but and they were showing like how the white people used to live before the uprising and stuff like that. So how the white people used to live and what they used to do. I was like, you know what, I can't, you know, because in my head I know what was happening in the background. Okay. And then walked into, and the first picture I see is naked men in a prison. You could just see their backside being interrogated. My thought was, so this picture was taken as an exhibition. Like somebody just thought, well, let me take a picture of these people's asses while they're being, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like a movie or something like that. Obviously it was reality. This is reality. This is what they were doing. And it just kind of struck me that, you know, they felt that they could do anything, basically. Do anything to us, whatever they wanted. So the other thing that struck me was how they said that black people are afraid of going to hospital and seeing a GP or a doctor because obviously of the mistreatment that they get when they're there. And this was back in the day before I even got interested in such statistics. And it's a thing in the UK. Statistics in the UK are high of the number of black women that die during childbirth. And then you see this from like 1960 and people are complaining about, man. Then as I was walking up past that, I saw some ropes and I was like, oh, this is cool. Then I realized these ropes are hanging ropes. And then they said that this is the number of people that were hanged, like officially hanged. You know, there were other people that were probably hanged in the rural areas or in farms and stuff like that. But these are the people that actually went to trial and were officially hung. And they have their names written down on the boards. And then bringing back thoughts of Palestine and Gaza and what's happening there. You know, it's a confinement room. I walked into it and I was like, oh my God, this is claustrophobic. I couldn't stretch one arm out this way. What they did was, it used to be 60 days for someone to be put into solitary confinement without trial. But now it's gone up to 180 days. But in some instances, it can go up to 540 days. And someone is in that small room. No toilet, nothing. No blanket, no mattress. The bus is here. Yes, I was telling you about the solitary confinement. Anyway, so I move on from there to say this film that they're showing can be, you know, hard to swallow for most people. Because I'm thinking, you know, I've watched enough of these films. Yeah, I sat there for a little bit thinking I can watch this, and yeah, I think I didn't last more than 5 minutes. I think after that was all about reconciliation, PW Botha, Mandela and stuff like that. It's not like a museum where there's like the British Museum where they've got all the things that they stole from us, basically. So that's been my day. I'm off now.